Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about a subject that needs a lot of awareness and people may not even know about. It is called midlife crisis. Yes, it is a thing. There is science research backing this up. It's not a disease, however, but it is a stage of life where a lot of things can happen. Depending on how it's treated, a lot of things can go wrong. Today we're going to discuss what it is, how it affects people, how you can help loved ones that may be going through midlife crisis, and how to help yourself as well. And to illustrate this, I'm going to mention a couple of celebrities that we all know about. I am not saying that this is what they're going through, but if you look at it closely, it is a possibility. Let's start with Yul Edochie. We all know him, a prominent Nigerian actor and then politician, has experienced a lot of changes in his personal life and his career life as well. In 2022 April, he announced his marriage to his fellow actress Judy Austin and the birth of their son. This sparked a whole lot of outrage and also reaction from his wife, May Edochie. Before we continue, what is midlife crisis? Midlife crisis is an emotional and psychological stage of questioning that typically occurs between the age of 40 and 60. It's a phase of life where people suddenly begin to question things. Mortality. What is this life about? How long are we going to be here? Why are we here? Entity. Who am I? What am I supposed to do? Why was I born? Regret. Did I make the right choices? Did I follow the right career path? Did I marry the right spouse? Does this person fit me? Am I driving the right car? Did I achieve all the things I'm supposed to achieve by now? Am I doing as well as my mates? All manners of questions. Purpose. What is next for me? Where do I go from here? Is this it? Have I maxed out in life? The questions are endless, but the way you handle it can make a difference. This phase can also trigger a lot of things. You can use it as a reflection and empower yourself to make a change because you're still young enough to make a change. Or you can spiral down. What are the signs of midlife crisis? Let me read it to you. It's a feeling of lost, bored, restless, dramatic shift in behavior or appearance, sudden changes in relationships or job, talking about youth, regrets, starting over, feeling stuck or trapped, and searching for a deeper meaning or spiritual growth. Those are the signs of midlife crisis. Let's take our story back to Yul Edochie. These developments sparked a lot of debate on social media, with people wondering, is it midlife crisis? Somebody actually said it on Twitter at that time. And others are thinking that he may not be with clear eyes. If you're African, you know what I mean. Why others are saying it may just be that he wasn't happy with the first wife, that people should go where they're happy. So of course, he have a lot of naysayers and also a lot of supporters. Now, to add to the complexity of this Yul Edochie's issue, his first son, Kambili Chukwu, passed on in 2023. This event led him to delete a lot of pictures of him and the recent wife from social media. And you can imagine that was a time of deep reflection and deep search. So, why people were thinking that, oh, he's coming back to his senses, things are getting better. Guess what? Before we can say Jack Robinson, Brother Yul was singing and dancing with his second wife on social media. And this sparked a lot of emotions and pulled a lot of people towards the first wife, May Edochie. And in between all this, of course, I'm not telling this story in great detail. I'm just trying to highlight why it could be termed midlife crisis. In between all this, you all try to keep the first and the second wife. Of course, he's a polygamist. He called himself a proud polygamist. He's from Africa after all. But the first wife said, Nahi, I cannot be numbered. So the first wife didn't go for it. So he carried on with second wife, dancing on social media, singing on social media, doing all manners of things, which has led a lot of people to believe that he has lost his mind and he has literally by himself brought down his stock. Because somebody that used to be revered, somebody that used to be admired, somebody that used to be respected, people now see as a riffraff. Of course, there's still some that stood by Yul and say, yes, now man you be. After all, he's an African. So anyway, All these things have brought us back to what I was talking about, midlife crisis. I don't know what to call it. You draw your own conclusions. I'm just bringing out what I think may be midlife crisis. Because if you look at it, you will begin to wonder somebody with a wife that beautiful, May is a beautiful woman, somebody that stood by him because, according to him, he has told us in many posts that his wife, May, was a very good woman, stuck with him when he had nothing. So I am not quoting anything that he didn't say. I'm quoting him directly. He praised her in front of us, which is why people were outraged that the same wife you have praised countless times found out that you married a new wife on social media. So that is really the problem many people have, and not necessarily because of the polygamy, because after all, it's his life. Though some people took it extremely personal. Some people went to the extent of cursing him, heaping curses on him, especially the second wife. At a time, she was found the most hated woman in the world. But anyway, let's step aside from that because this story is not really the gist about y'all. If you want the gist about y'all, tell me in the comment section. I can gist, okay? So, the next person I want to bring out is one that is happening recently. Two-Face Idibia. You are my African queen, the girl of my dreams, and you remind me of a thing. We all know about Two-Face Idibia. He's been married to Annie Idibia for a long time, though it's a lot of ups and downs in their relationship because he had many babies outside. But Annie stood by him, the wife stood by him, and it's not a secret that she loves her husband to a disturbing extent. From nowhere, Two-Face announced that he's divorcing Annie. And before we could say, Two-Face, what did you say? He showed us another lady. And before we could say, Oga Two-Face, who is this lady? They're married. He proposed. I don't know if they're married now, but at some point, the woman wrote her name with Idibia as the surname. So I'm not sure if they're married or not, but at least there was a proposal for sure because it was going all over social media. Of course, all this is, according to Two-Face himself, allegedly. But anyway, many people see this act as madness. So what am I saying? That might be another example of midlife crisis. There's so many American celebrities that could be termed midlife crisis in what they went through. But I'm going to mention just one, Michael Jackson. I'm not saying he had midlife crisis, but as he got into his 40s and as he aged, we all know that he continuously began to withdraw from people and continuously had these plastic surgeries and eventually changed his appearance completely. That shows somebody who has a big, maybe discomfort with aging or reflection or where he's going. Anyway, that brings us back to midlife crisis. What do we do about it? What you can do about it if you suspect that your loved one is going through midlife crisis is listen, don't judge. Suggest things to them. Suggest things they could do that could bring them fulfillment. Remind them of the past things that they have achieved. Help them to know that the value they have contributed. Suggest things to them, activities that could take their mind off of it. And if it becomes very bad, seek professional help. Because some people can even go into depression and begin to get into harmful behavior. Some can start taking drugs, some can start doing things that could hurt them. Some can suddenly start behaving like a child, maybe buying a sports car, something that will make them look younger or feel younger, or leaving their wife, their middle-aged wife, for a 20-year-old, for basically a teenager, and start dating one. So that is somebody that is trying to hang on to youth or maybe having regret or feeling like, is it over? So it can present in a lot of ways, of course, and there's always an exception to the rule. Not everybody that marries a young person is going through midlife crisis. So let's be clear on that. So, but anyway, offer help and pray for them. Pray, pray, pray. There's nothing prayer cannot solve. And hopefully, they will come out of it eventually because it doesn't last forever. The problem is when they do things that is harmful to them. That is when it's a problem. But otherwise, it's a phase because there's a study that says that the lowest point in anybody's life when they're not as happy is around the age of 47. That's when they begin to question everything. They begin to feel, see meaningless of life, and if you call it that. So Let's be mindful of the people around us. Let's support them. Let's provide them help. Community is very important because there might be a time you might have to snatch somebody and say, hey, sit down. What are you doing? You're messing up your life. So let's be there for them. And again, seek professional help when needed. And eventually it will pass and everything will be normal again, as long as they haven't done something that is permanent and damaging to them. Thank you for listening. Until next time, may God bless you. Bye.